on the grounds of the Coleridge and Parry School, overlooking what was one of the most important harbors in Barbados, the Spikestown Harbor, which drew shipping from around the world, from Europe and from North America, and served the many very productive plantations.
Spikestown, a forgotten treasure, repeated on CBC TV8 and on the World Wide Web .cbc.bb, Tuesday at 8:05 p.m. Spikestown, a forgotten treasure.
Good evening, I'm Mark Seal with your CBC Sports World. Starting with football, Rendezvous cemented their position at the top of the table, while last year's winners, BDF Sports Program, lost another one when the BFA Digicel Premier League continued last night at the Wildy AstroTurf. CBC's Shane Jones reports.
Okay, Paradise in Blue taking on Rendezvous. This is one of the better chances of the first half. Bit of a blunder. Striker didn't get all of it. Paradise free kick, power, and way over. 0-0 at halftime. Going the other way seemed to work out for Rendezvous. Paradise defense all over the place. And a super finish from Myron Samuel made it 1-0 in the 50th. 10 minutes later, they doubled that lead, attacking from the right again, and a bullet from Romano Snag. The officials determined that the whole ball went over the line. Then in the dying moments of the game, Shandell Samuel hammered the final nail in the coffin to give Rendezvous the 3-0 victory. The second game saw the BDF SP open the scoring against Britain's Hill. That's really average goalkeeping, and Tremaine Cobham was there to collect the goods. It stayed that way for the first 45, 1-0 to the BDF SP. Then in the second half, things didn't look too good for Britain's Hill. Jabari Greenidge getting his second yellow of the night. That's a red. Britain's Hill reduced to 10 and a goal down. That didn't faze them though. Beautiful ball to find Dwayne Stanford, and an equally pleasing finish, all squared again. And then, against the odds, Skolashi Stanford scored again, just 5 minutes from time. Final score, Britain's Hill 2, BDF SP 1. Shane Jones, CBC Sports.
Thanks, Shane. And in the first game of the triple header, Solaris Pinelands and UWI Blackbirds played to a 3-3 draw. Chad Griffith, Dario Wilson, and Orantes Lawrence were the goal scorers for the Pine, while UE were beneficiaries of a Pinelands' own goal, along with strikes from Amal Mears and Mario Hart. On the cricket, West Indies women have gone 2-1 up in their one-day international series with hosts Sri Lanka women, after winning Game 3 this morning via the Duckworth-Lewis method. Choosing to bat first, Windies women made 215 for 3 in their 50 overs, thanks to an unbroken fourth-wicket partnership of 151 between Stephanie Taylor with 86, inclusive of 9 fours, and DeAndre Doughton with 69. She had 5 fours and a 6. Tysia Knight added 34, and Haley Matthews 22. Now, the target was amended to 189 from 40.2 overs, and at the end, Sri Lanka women were only 170 for 8 for the Windies women to win by 18 runs under the DL method. Afi Fletcher took 2 for 25 and Anisha Mohammed 2 for 30, while Nipuni Hasiki, she top scored with 50. Now, the Windies women cannot lose the format series as they lead 2-1, but they can clinch it outright with victory in the final match on Wednesday. On to netball, Sela and All Saints won their games today in the round-robin action of the Pine Hill Dairy Primary Schools competition. CBC's Damian Best reports on those games played in Marva Seeley's Zone 1 in Spikestown.
St. Albans in the Yellow Bibs taking on St. Lucie Primary. Pretty even in the opening stages. Scores locked at 1-1 at halftime. St. Albans goal shooter Janica Sandiford with room to shoot. Easy does it. Had 1 goal from her 2 attempts. Second half business, St. Lucie answered with a goal of their own. Lob pass to goal attack. Tiana Watson misses the first time around, but no mistake on the second. She made 1 of 4, and they lead 2-1. But St. Albans got back on level terms just in the nick of time as Liana Leacock drains this one to make it 2-all. And that was the final analysis, a draw. Next on court then, Gordon Greenwich Primary in maroon playing All Saints. Defense a little slow to react, and eventually Ebony Brown at goal attack would put her team on the score sheet 1-0. But they needed an all-round effort at the opposite end of the court. Goal shooter Nicara Bishop, well, she was eager to get going. A perfect 2 from 2 in the contest. Second half now, All Saints get the lead. Players out of position. That's goal attack. Jaleesa Thompson completing the task. Her only goal of the match. It was 2-1 at this point, and All Saints would seal the deal with Bishop looking so relaxed. They win 3-1 over Gordon Greenwich. And our final game, Selah Primary versus Half Moon Fort. Selah in the pink and grey had the clear height advantage and used it well. Lob pass to Jonique Broom, who misses, but goal attack. Kayla DePisa is right there. A perfect 2 goals from 2 attempts in this one. Goalkeeper from Half Moon Fort struggling. DePisa with her second. 3-0 at halftime. Meant a comeback was highly unlikely. Broom getting some assistance from the ring, leading her school with 4 goals from 7 attempts. And Selah, they would run away with this one in the end, defeating Half Moon Fort 6-0. Damien Best, CBC Sports.
Barbados is set to host another international sailing event come early next year. This was revealed by Vice President of the Barbados Sailing Association, Gus Reeder.
It's named in the GP14 class. This is a primarily British class of dinghy. It's old, been around for a long time. Barbados has the distinction of having had the world's first champion in the GP14. World champion. Back in 1967, our first world championship, Barbados' first world championship. And we're hoping to run a good championship next year, March. We're expecting over 100 GP14s to take part, with teams from Australia, Canada, UK, Sri Lanka, South Africa, possibly USA as well, Barbados, Grenada, and St. Lucia.
Since its inception in 2013, the Humane Organization for the Relief of Suffering Horses hasn't only been fulfilling its mandate of rescuing horses, especially neglected retired racehorses, but within the past year, it has expanded its operation to providing equine therapy for special needs children. And now, there is also a jockey school.
It's about learning about horses, because there's so much opportunity for these kids in Canada and the United States and stuff. And right now, these kids are finishing school 16, 17, no job, no nothing, just at home, hanging on the block. And when they can come by me and learn a trade, you know, and be able to travel abroad. In Canada, you don't even need a resume. You just tell the trainer or whatever, you're from Barbados and you're hired, you know. So I teach the kids everything there is to know about horses, the grooming, the riding, everything there is to know. And so that when the time comes and a trainer calls me from Canada and says, Robert, I need a rider, or I need a groom, or I can recommend some of these kids to go up and expand their education.
Well, that's sports for now. I'll be back at 8:30.